Awakening with Brahma Kumaris.
Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumari. For the past series of sessions, we've discussed in depth of who am I and who is God. We've discovered many fascinating truths about ourselves and about God as our loving parent. Today, in this topic, we will discover and discuss the concepts of the idea of home. With us here today at this studio, we have Sister Jayanti, the European Director of the Brahma Kumaris. Sister Jayanti, welcome.
Hello, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Sister Jayanti, it's comforting to know that I am a soul, my Father is with me. But God as my mother and my father, I am His child. I feel I must have a home that I can go to. He is my Father, but where is He? Where is His home that I can go to?
People for thousands of years have been confused about this. On the one hand, everyone points their finger upwards and says that there's somewhere, something beyond, which is where God resides. And yet on the other side, they say that God is all around, everywhere and in everything. And my understanding through Rajyoga and my experience through Rajyoga is that just as this physical body has a home and needs a home, in the same way, the soul has a home. And it's the home where the Father resides. And so there's a place beyond this physical dimension, which is a world of light, the supreme abode. And it is in that region that God lives. And yes, when I remember God, then wherever it is I may be, I'm able to connect with God. And even though He's up above in one specific location, I may be in Bombay, you may be in New York, somebody else may be in Sydney, wherever we may be, we're able to connect with that one. It's like...
Sister Jayanti, if I could clarify something. It's very true what you said. Even when we say, oh God, we actually look up. And we do, yes, with our finger point upwards. And yes, possibly that dimension is a dimension that is not here. If that is where God lives, how do I go there? Is it with just my power of thought that I can reach Him? This concept that God resides in His own space, in His own residence, in His own home, makes me feel, yes, I belong to that home. But how is it that I'm able to reach God wherever I am?
When two human beings love each other, then they're able to connect just simply with the power of thought. And you remember somebody, and next thing they telephone you. And you remember somebody, and then they're in your dreams. And so we have a telepathic communication with human beings. And so certainly our thoughts can reach the divine, and the qualities of the divine can reach us wherever it is we may be. I wanted to give you the example of the radio transmitter. So it's in one location, but the transmission is able to be received anywhere on the planet. Wherever somebody has a receiver and it's tuned to the right frequency, they're able to catch the communication, the message that's being sent out. In the same way, wherever it is we may be, if we're aware of the soul, we've tuned our mind through the practice of meditation to connect with the divine, we're able to connect our thoughts with Him, and we're able to receive whatever it is we need from Him. And so with the power of the mind, we're able to journey to our home and connect with our parent there. Yes, there'll come a time in our existence when literally we'll leave these bodies behind and return home. But for the moment, that's not the case. For the moment, it's through the connection of our thoughts. with our love that we're able to experiment and experience the connection with Him.
So this is a non-physical dimension, that our home is totally non-physical. So we journey that with our power of thought. Do we have a memory of this home? If that is a place where we come from.
With the power of my mind, I can go beyond the physical dimension because my thoughts don't have any limitation of space and time. The soul doesn't have a limitation of space and time. I can think about New York and Sydney within the same moment, even though they are thousands and thousands of miles away. I can think about yesterday, I can think about tomorrow, so I can travel through time, through my mind, through my thoughts. So this is actually how we can indicate that the soul is non-physical. It's beyond the limits of matter, of time and distance. And so now, with my thoughts, I can journey to my home and experience the connection with God. This is what Rajyoga meditation is about. And I believe that because we have had an experience of being there, and then we came here on this planet to take our physical costume and play a role on the stage, we all do have a memory of that place of silence, of peace, which is why we thirst for peace so much. Some people would say, well, happiness is by the way. But peace, everybody will say, we must have peace. It's the foundation. And so everyone has a memory of that place of stillness, that place of peace to which we belong.
So this is the quest that we are looking for that peace of mind, for that bit of silence, because we have that sense of belonging, of having been in that home. What does God do in that home?
God up above is able to send us all the rays of light, of love, of wisdom, whatever it is we need. God up above is able to give us that. It's like if there's a flower here in a corner, its fragrance will spread throughout this room.
Beautiful.
So although God has a specific location, God is aware of whatever is happening within the universe, and God is able to send out those transmissions of His qualities. It's like the sun. The sun is in one location, but it's sending out those rays of light and heat, and anyone on the planet can experience it. But if I close the curtains and I keep myself in a shuttered room and I want to stay in the dark, that's my choice. Then the sun is there doing its work, but I'm not able to experience it. And so sometimes when people say, well, what's the proof that God is there? I've not experienced God. When I've shut myself away in the cave of the consciousness of matter without allowing myself to step out of that consciousness of matter into the sunshine, I won't be able to have that experience. And so stepping out of that means that then I can experience God. So although God is up there, I can feel God's presence here. I can communicate. Distance is not a factor for God and not a factor for the soul. We can go beyond distance within a moment.
So we invite Him with our power of thought. We feel, for example, I need tolerance in handling someone and I don't have that within me. And I remember Him that at this moment I need to be able to tolerate this. That particular power will be invoked within me because I invited Him into that particular relationship at that time, and I feel the impact of it almost immediately.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to take help from God, it's available. I just simply need to have the thought, and that remembrance reaches God, and God knows what it is the child needs. I don't even need to say, I want this, that, or the other. I just need to turn my thoughts towards Him, and He'll provide whatever is necessary. But I would suggest something else. I would suggest that if each day I can spend time, first thing in the morning, before I get involved in my day's activity, just spending time with myself, connecting with my original qualities, connecting with the divine, and filling myself with everything that He is offering, then during the day, I won't get into a state in which I become desperate and I say, help. But I have that with me, and yes, at that moment, inviting Him to be with me is very, very beautiful and helpful, but it won't be a cry of desperation. More, it'll be a child in the company of the parent dealing with whatever it is that needs to be dealt with.
Now that I know I am a soul, and now that I know who God is, I also know His address, where He is. Who needs to remember whom first? I am His child. I've discovered Him. He has found me. So who should remember whom? I'm very busy down here with hundreds of roles and hundreds of things to do.
Well, God remembered me even though I forgot Him.
Yeah.
This is why He's now helping me. How could I have awoken myself? When a child is sleeping deeply, then it's the mother who caresses the head and says, come child, it's time to wake up now. And so the child wakes up with a smile. If the mother were to just make a bang and say, wake up, it wouldn't be so pleasant. But it's as if God prepares us, and at the right moment when we're ready, we awaken. And so yes, it's God who finds us, and we're able then to open our eyes and see ourselves, and then we're able to see Him, and then we're also able to know that that is the home, which brings about a big shift in our attitude. You know, they have two sayings. They have the question, is it that I'm a human being in search of spirit? Or is it that I am spirit experiencing a human journey? And I think it's the second, because eternally I am spirit and I live in that home with my parent, and then I come here to play my part on the earth, taking a physical costume to experience a human journey.
So up there in my home, I am in a spirit form.
I don't have a body.
I don't have a body.
In fact,
I cannot express, I cannot talk, I cannot experience relationships because I don't have a body. Is it?
You're very close to it. In the home, I am in my seed form. Just imagine the soul is just a point of light, just a seed. And in the home, that's all it is, the seed. Without having been planted, it's when the seed is planted in the soil that then it's able to germinate and express itself. When you have just the seed without planting it in the soil, everything is there within it, but it's latent, it's inert, it's merged within it. And so I, the soul in the home, have everything within me, but everything is merged within the seed.
So it must be very, very peaceful.
That's why we've remembered it. The land of silence, the land of peace, the land of nirvana.
These are the different
sound.
names we call that dimension.
That's right. These are the different names that we've remembered that home. Mukti, the place of liberation, the place where the soul is completely free from everything. Just in that state of pure silence, not even a vibration, just absolute silence and stillness, a place of purity.
There's no boredom. We don't get bored.
When you need to sleep,
Yeah.
then at that moment, you don't say, I'm bored. Yes, when you've rested and you're fresh, then if you were to continue to sleep, then you'd get bored. But at a time when you need rest, then you need to sleep. You don't want entertainment. You need sleep. And at this moment, all souls are tired. They're very, very tired. And this is why we feel empty, we feel lonely, we feel depressed, we become dependent, we develop addictions, all sorts of things. And so this is why, through meditation, to know myself, to know my parent, and to know my home, so that I can have a taste of the sweetness of silence, in which I can be completely still in my purest state, in my original form of stillness. This is the need of the moment. This is the most desperate thing everyone is looking for, that state of peace, that state of rest.
So the peace of mind that they are looking for down here in their activity, in their life, is the experience of the peace that they have had up there. And is this why the journey of meditation is inward and then upward?
It is inward and then it's upwards, because we're connecting not just with the home that is beyond the physical elements of space, ether, earth and fire and water, etc., etc. Beyond this physical dimension, there's another dimension, and there is the home, a place of light, not a physical space. And so, yes, we use the term upwards, but that's a metaphor in a sense, because it's not distance, but I take my mind beyond and I connect with God and I connect with that space of light. But you mentioned how people want peace of mind. The reason why we're so drawn towards peace is because of three things. Peace is our original state of being, and we can feel that we've lost contact with ourselves, and so we become very restless and peaceless. And when you don't have peace, you can't have happiness. You can't truly have love. You know, if you're peaceless, love disappears, it evaporates. And so peace, the natural state of the self, we remember that. There's something that draws us to that. The second reason is that my parent is the ocean of peace. And so I'm thirsty for that. I want a drop of that ocean to be able to experience that. And so that connection cools me, soothes me, calms me, and my thirst is quenched and I become peaceful. And the third factor is that there was a time when I was completely peaceful in my home. And so I'm recalling that time also. And if today I can give a few moments to start the day, and then a moment through the day, many times through the day, and feel that connection with myself and with the one above, and experience that peace, I'm able to get on with all the things I need to do here, my work, my relationships, whatever it is I need to do. I'm able to do it with that inner strength and power, because I'm in touch with myself. I'm filled with peace from my parent.
Sister Jayanti, what is the atmosphere like? I mean, that is the place where the Supreme Father is, with all his unconditional, constant qualities of love and forgiveness and compassion and silence. What other experience what is the atmosphere like? When you enter someone's home, you can tell the atmosphere through the activity. But when you are up there, where there is no activity, because there is no body, what's the atmosphere like?
I want to talk about two separate stages. One is when, at this moment, when I remember my parent and I remember my home, and in a conscious way I take my mind there, then I can feel the purity, the peace, the stillness, the belonging, the sense that this is the place where all of us, the whole entire human family, stayed together at some point of time. And so it's a very beautiful experience. It brings about this sense of togetherness and warmth and security. It's a place that is completely safe, as distinct to this place of chaos and disturbance and noise and pollution and all the disturbance that's going on now. So that's the experience today that's available to everyone, to turn inwards, to connect with the Supreme, and let yourself be drawn to that world of silence, the world of light. But at some point, when the human soul completes its journey and goes home, the body is here, but the soul is there, then that's the time that we spoke about earlier, when the soul is totally silent, totally still. So the experience is today and now.
The silent world that you speak about, in all its silence. We understand the absence of sounds, we understand the peace that exists in there. What about concept of time? Does it have day, night? Does it have dusk, dawn? What is this dimension? Is it timelessness? What is it?
If I think about the soul and how the soul is beyond time and space, and so my thoughts going to the past and to the future, I can visualize where I'm going to be tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and so on and so on. So the soul is able to be a space machine and time machine and travel very easily. And the sun, the moon, the stars of this universe are all within this physical dimension, a place that we can reach through physical instruments, scientific methods. But we can't go to that world beyond the physical elements with any physical instruments. And so it's not a place of time. It's a place of eternity, no beginning and no end. It's a place which is timeless, and it's a place in which it's not a question of distance. How close am I to the Father? How far away am I? How close are you? How far are you?
That seems to be very beautiful, and I think it's time to go home. Sister Jayanti, let's practice the idea of going home.
It takes just one thought to remind myself, who am I? And that one thought lights up the soul, and I shine. And in this awareness of the soul, I connect with the Supreme, my eternal parent, the Supreme, the supremely loving parent. And together, connected with my parent, my thoughts travel to that world of light, a place beyond this physical dimension, a place that I can enter only with the power of my mind. I have to leave my body on the stage down below. The actor sheds the awareness of the costume, this body, and the actor returns home to a place of rest, a place of light. Here, at home with my parent, I am totally secure, protected. I belong. And I remember that this is where I lived before beginning my human journey. And I keep this experience of the sweet stillness of silence. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. That was very beautiful. It almost makes it difficult to come into sound with that experience of stillness and sense of belonging, of a home that we all belong to. In the last few episodes of Rajyoga meditation, Sister Jayanti has very beautifully clarified what happens to a soul when it journeys into a body and becomes or experiences a human experience. It's forgotten 3 types of awareness: who he is, or who the soul is, or who am I, who is my father, and where is my home. Sister Jayanti has beautifully clarified bringing this awareness into this art of realization. The next time you ask yourself for a peace of mind, I think today we found the prescription for the peace of mind. Just remember 3 simple things. Remember yourself, your original quality of peace, that I am a soul, a peaceful being. Connect with the Father, the ocean of peace, and go home to that peaceful space, the non-physical dimension called home. Sister Jayanti, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Please join us next time.
Om Shanti.